Hello and welcome to Unikron's Gaming. Today I'm going to be talking about my Kickstarters. So one of the first ones I did was the Sega Master System Visual Compendium, which was great, and I got that. As you can see here, I did Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Took this physical, it's my first game. So that was cool. There you go, and there's the case. And I also did a visual history of PlayStation, which is another good one. But I did also, or have also, kickstarted a game called Bushiden in 2018. It still isn't here yet, but they did send out a demo not too long ago, and I could play it on Steam. So I had to create a Steam account. Obviously I got Chowster to help me. I had to borrow a laptop to play this game, because obviously I don't have anything Windows based. In fact, I don't even have a computer. So yes, so this is me doing a playthrough. I'm just going to talk about it. Hopefully this game does come out. It's originally supposed to come out 2020. It's now, what are we now, 2025? March? They reckon 2027. Who knows? But anyway, here's the controls or the actions of the game. You control this cyber warrior ninja guy. Here's the stuff that he can do. I just messed around with the game briefly just to see what we could do here, and I thought, why not just throw it up on the channel. Like I said, hopefully the game does get finished at some point, doesn't become vaporware. I've been happy with all the other Kickstarters I've ever backed, but this one, I don't know, obviously when it was done 2018 it was for PS4. But by the time it comes out, we could even have a PlayStation 6, especially if it slips another year to 2028. And stuff I'd love them to put in there, they're not going to put in there. It's like, I'd love 120 hertz option mode, 120 frames per second. So, just bring down any latency down to a minimum for console. That probably won't happen. I'd love 3D audio. Probably won't get that. I'd love, even if for whatever reason they used the triggers on the DualSense controller, probably won't get that. It will just strictly be a PlayStation 4 game running on the PS5. So yeah, am I overly excited about this game? Not really, because until I'm actually playing the finished version, the excitement's sort of gone. It's been so long now. I'm just like, oh, okay. Hopefully it will be there. I'll get my name in the credits. Hopefully I'll be able to complete the game and finish it. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be nice. So I can take a screen grab of my name in the credits. What else? I'm not too sure, to be honest, how this game's gonna play, because this demo's here, but I believe on the Steam page, they reckon the game's gonna come out in 2027. A lot could change in 2 years. And this is just a demo. I don't even know if this is like an alpha demo or what, I don't know. But anyway, most of these moves that you see here, to be honest, I don't know how useful some of this stuff is, rather than just hitting square for attack. Because some of this stuff, it looked nice and looked fancy, but it didn't seem overly more practical than just slashing with my sword. And because the enemies don't have like an energy bar or a life bar, I don't know if these combos or moves took off any more than just hitting attack 4 times. There you go, Bushiden or Bushiden. I played it at the beginning of March, and this was my 3rd time playing through, so I got a fresh save, and I just thought, let's just go through the game. So you get a nice intro. 6 years ago, a dystopian futuristic world, obviously it's been attacked or invaded, where this guy has got a mad quiff. That is outrageous. Imagine if that's not stuck up, he'd have some crazy bangs. I did ask the developers if we have to get like some sort of a palette swap, so I could have him in mostly black and stuff like that. But they said no, it's just going to be this blue and silver and grey trousers. I was like, oh man, I'd have liked to have him like, I don't know, red and black, Akuma colours, or all white, like a Shadow Dancer or Shinobi, or not Shinobi, but yeah, the Mega Drive Shinobis. But alas, no. So hey, here you see just normal sword attacks. Top left hand corner, I've got shurikens there, and my health points. I've got the double jumps. You can come down with a dive kick. The other thing I thought was weird with air attacks was the sword slash doesn't go very far. So I was like, huh. So sometimes I did get hit, and the angle of the dive kick can be a bit weird, and you do bounce back. So you have to correct yourself afterwards, just in case you drop into a pit. The slide attack is nice. I used that quite a bit. That was pretty cool. But it's the first stage is just enemies that die one hit. There's nothing hard here. It's just like, okay, get to know the ropes. Like there, I thought I pressed slash earlier, but obviously didn't. Yeah. There is later sections when he's holding on to walls. He cannot attack when he's holding on to walls, which is a bit of a shame. I thought, oh, actually, let me remember where I am. There is a map system that looks just like a Metroidvania. Yeah, but the other thing is, unless I did something wrong, I couldn't teleport between save points, like in Symphony of the Night. So yeah, so that was a bit different. So there's a map there, but it's just for the sake of being a map. Visually, it doesn't matter if it's if it resembles your Metroidvanias, because I don't think you can do anything with it yet, or in this demo I should say. What was I saying? Yeah, when you're on the walls, I thought you'd be able to hit enemies like basically like Strider, because to me this game seems to be Strider mixed with Shinobi mixed with Metroidvania aesthetics. So yeah, but it's more 2D Ninja Gaiden rather than Shinobi, I'd say. Yeah, I suppose the closest you could think of it would be Shinobi 3, but there's some key differences there. So you can see these are my health potions, which you can pick up. You can also pick up other items as well, which I'm just going to class as magic. Like basic Shinobi games. Yeah, so you can pick them up and use them to defeat enemies on the stages. Bit like Shinobi, Revenge of Shinobi, not necessarily Shadow Dancer or Arcade Shinobi, and you'll see what I mean when I get to that point. I thought like a Metroidvania there may be destructible walls which I could crack and break, but it didn't seem to be. So this just seems more of your A to B action platform game. There didn't seem to be any secret areas in this particular demo. I don't know, once again, what it will be like in the final game. I just know that from what I played, I didn't find any. You know what? I didn't actually look at anybody else's playthrough. It could have been stuff which I missed, but it wasn't necessarily obvious to me. So yeah. But anyway, there's a dive kick too. As you see here, look, I tried the combo there, it missed. So yeah, just little things like that. I'm like, some of the combo systems didn't really seem to work for me. Like a punch in there, but obviously I hit him into the environment, which is a nice little touch there. See, I'm wondering if just hitting slash is better than just doing the combos, because the combos, I can't tell if they're more powerful than just hitting slash 4 times. Or should I be aiming to do particular combos in the game? There isn't an indicator that says, oh no, this will be better, because the enemy just seem to die roughly at the same point. So yeah, and if that's the case, then what is the point of all these funky combos you can do? See, I mean, there, perhaps if I had slid, I could have knocked him off the ground. I don't know. I'm thinking about that now. So yeah, I don't know. Every once in a while, you get to a point like this? Well, it gives you a room or corridor full of enemies, and you have to defeat a wave of enemies to progress. Depending on where you are, I can see this getting harder throughout the game, but it was okay. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't see the point in this bit here at all. It persists throughout this demo. You see it, and I understand why it's just like, oh, defeat these waves, but I'm just like, this guy here, perhaps the upgrades I have are strong, and he won't start off the game like this, but he didn't feel particularly strong to me. His sword didn't feel particularly strong. I couldn't hold it down and charge it or anything like that. Yes, I could do combos out there, but you know, it's just, he didn't feel particularly special to me. That's what I'd say. The health system, I'm surprised you can't just bind health to a button. I didn't understand. Then again, let me give the game benefit of that. Perhaps you will be able to, but when I was playing, I found the only way I could do it was to go into a menu and press on the health and use it. I would have thought it would have been an easy option to have a health button or something. So yeah, but I didn't find it. So look, as you can see there, always have to go into the menu system to view stuff. Currently, this is my pet peeve with the game. The save system, like most Metroidvanias, cool, I can save it. It doesn't refill your health. I'm just like, what? So if you're doing badly, those are the walls you can jump on, but you can't attack when you're on them. Yeah, so when you save, you think that, oh, just refill my health. No, it doesn't. So if you die, yes, you can start back from there, but you start back from there from however your health was when you initially went there and saved. So if you're on 1% health, for example, when you come back, I believe you're on 1% health again. No, that doesn't make sense. Surely not. Shoot, I can't remember. I know throughout the game it didn't replenish my health, but I can't remember if I died and come back, if I would have 1% of health when I come back. That wouldn't make no sense. Surely if you start from there, you should have full health. Okay, once again, let's give them another benefit of the doubt. Say that, yeah, if you restart from that save point, you'll have full health. But I'm not too sure. I'm not. Maybe by the end of the video, I'll know, because I'll have reached more health points. And near the end, when I fought a boss, I had to re-record it because I forgot to press the record button. So I had to do it on my second attempt, even though I didn't kill him. Yeah. But anyway, the game feels very precise. There's no accidental button presses. The magic system's a bit but it is what it is so far. Like I said, this is 2 years away, so much can change. I'm assuming the general gist and basics of the game, the structure will stay the same. But like I said, look, these are all the other special attacks. I'm just gonna call them magic, that you can access to. There's quite a few of them there. They're not particularly powerful. I don't know if you can upgrade them at all. As you can see here, the most shurikens I can hold is 20. You cannot, from what I see, have infinite shurikens at all. The most you can get is this 20. And at certain points, you can refill them if you hit certain crates. Same with finding life. You have to find life. There's no other way to get the life, which is a bit odd. So yeah, controlling the main character feels fine. He feels swift. He feels responsive. He's got some nice attacks. I think some of them are wasted by the sounds and looks of it, from what I can tell from this demo. But there seems to be quite a lot of potential here for the game to be really good when it's all said and done. But it also seems to be a lot of potential for choke points and being very frustrating. Yeah, I know people did speak to them about not regaining health after reaching a save point, and so they were like, okay. And that was the first demo. Then they released this one, which had some balance changes and some patches done to it. But as you can see, as it stands, this is where they want to go with it. So yeah, As for audio, I think it's pretty cool. This particular stage music I like. I think that's really nice. The other sound effects are also really nice and crunchy. Oh, this is pretty cool. You interact with this and it gives you the map for the whole stage. Yeah, so all the sounds and audio is really nice. I really do appreciate that. I would have liked a bit more voice acting from him. Just a few more sounds when he's attacking. That'd be cool. I'm not too sure if he'll have other weapons when he upgrades, or perhaps the upgrades are the combos that they've just given me here. If that's the case, then wow, I could probably just use the slashes, to be honest, with the sword. Graphically, I think the stages, or this stage, is nice. There's good variety in there, what there is. Nice enemies. Hopefully there's quite a bit of variety in the full game for the enemy structure, and not just these enemies but different color palettes and swaps of them. I would love it if you can beat the game and you could control another character a la Strider from the PS1. That'd be really cool, but I doubt that, unfortunately. Yeah, so visuals, audio seems nice. Gameplay, what's here is okay. To be honest, I don't really know what to expect. You can see by the magic, but it's not that powerful. That's the thing. You'd think that there'd be some screen clearing magic, but not really. They do just damage to the enemies, but there's nothing telling you how much damage you do to the enemies. There's no... In most Metroidvanias, you can equip it if you get hold of it. Something that tells you how much damage you do to the enemies or how much life they have. The first time I ever noticed it was Castlevania Symphony of the Night. You can choose to have it or not, but this just doesn't. I mean, I'm really going to town on some of these guys, but I don't know how much I'm taking off them. So I don't know if I should be doing sword slashes or going for this particular special moves that the game tells me that I've got access to. So yeah, a nice indicator would be really cool for that. Okay, so this guy here, well, these guys here was giving me a bit of problems, but I finally killed him there. I mean, that's a nice split kick, but is it worth doing that compared to just another sword slash? I don't know. And stuff like that I'd like to know. I have to say, animations are really good in this game. The animations are really good. Parallax scrolling is sublime. Yeah, really nice. So look here, I have to jump off to throw a ninja star at the enemy. I couldn't hold on and do it. This doesn't allow me. Maybe there's going to be an upgrade where you can do that. I'd hope so. Yeah, and I'd also like to have an air attack that, apart from a dive kick, can hit further than just the sword around me. Because that sword it's a very stubby air attack. So yeah, and perhaps more than a one-hit move in the air. That'd also be pretty cool if I could get hold of that. But like I said, when it comes to gameplay, this is a good start. I just don't know what to expect because it's just a demo, and now they're saying they've got another 2 years to go on this project. So who knows where it's going to be? But for a first look, they're doing all right. It's doing okay. So yeah. As I continued to play, what I did notice was that this is a type of game where if you move the screen on and come back, enemies, sorry, not move the screen on, if you clear an area then come back, enemies will reappear. It doesn't stay empty. So it's more like a, I would say a 16-bit game, but with 8-bit sensibilities. So yeah, some games these days, go back into a room, it's empty, you've killed everyone. But this game will just repopulate them in roughly the same place. Oddly enough, what I did notice from the demo is if like you saw those orange platforms, they would not necessarily reappear, so there wouldn't be any more enemies on them. You'd have to navigate your way across that section without any of those pillars or orange platforms that just float there coming back. But what I did notice was some would come back and some wouldn't, so I'm not too sure where they're going with that. There you can see that I was trying to find how to get in here, and I did, so it rewarded me there. Would have been just easy if I could have just slashed through the wall, but no, you know, hidden entrance, cool. So there are a few little hidden things here and there, judging by the demo, but you just have to figure out how to do it there. So yeah. So by this point, I tried to get a bit stylish, and I thought, oh, let me just see what I can try and do with some of the attacks and the combo system. Looking at the slashes, just seem a bit more powerful there than normal moves. What I forgot to do a lot of the time is use the roll, which has invincibility frames. I don't know why. Because it was linked to R2. I probably should have put it on circle. But I don't know. I just didn't use it. When I actually play this game on the PlayStation, I'll definitely do it there. So look there, I'm trying to sweep him and do combos and stuff like that. So let's try and get a bit flashy with it. Use these extra moves that the game gives me. But I couldn't link a lot of stuff, because once you send him flying, he doesn't have much reach, or he doesn't have like have a grapple like there. That was a nice combo. So am I going to rewind it and show it again? Yes, I think I am. But it takes a lot to actually do this, because you can miss a lot of this stuff. So obviously I come down on him, do some slashes. I probably should have slid there to see if I can knock him back up into the air. I'm not too sure if I would have done, but I waited till he got up. 2 slashes, up punch, slash again, split kick. That looks very cool and stylish, even though you don't get no points for being stylish. But saying that, could I have just done 4 slashes and done the same amount of damage? If so, what is the point in doing all that? And then here, this is where I gave up trying to be too flash. Look, I tried to do it again. Tried to knock them up in the air. They dropped, so I thought, okay, get closer. Bam, now split kick. Slash, split kick. Missed it. I was like, oh boy. So yeah. Just went back to three slashes. So, you know, it's just, that's the only thing I'm worried about with this game. If trying to look flashy actually does anything, or if you just better just running through the game and just do the most average normal thing, because it does, at the end of the day, gets you to the same point. As you saw, there had quite a few magic items there, which I was saving, because I knew once I get to the boss is probably going to be quite cheap. And he is, to be perfectly honest. And the boss has another one of my pet peeves, which when I get to it, I'll talk about and I'll show you. Which, I don't know why a lot of these old retro games are starting to do that now. Yes, it makes the bosses harder, but I just don't like what they do. But bosses aren't supposed to be fair, but it'd be nice if you could style and profile on a boss. That was cool, but was there any point? Oh, I take it back, look. Orange platforms do reappear and enemies do reappear back on them. I thought when I played throughs it didn't. Okay, I stand corrected and I am wrong. See that all the enemies reappear exactly where they were. Yeah, proper 8-bit from back in the day. I wonder why. You know what, is this game good? Does this game remind anyone of the Mega Man, is it 0 games or Mega Man X games? I'm not too sure. A little bit of that Capcom. Or was it more Ninja Gaiden? Who knows. Here you're going to see me struggle a bit through these guys here. I take quite a bit of damage. I think was it this runner took quite a bit of damage? Yeah. Oh. Well, no, perhaps it's when I come after this part. I know there's a part where a group of those guys, I took some serious damage. It just wasn't working out for me. I was like, oh my god, damn. So yeah, perhaps it was a different playthrough, because to be honest, I only played this game 4 times, and 2 of those times was for making this video. So yeah, I did get to the boss all of those times though, but I never managed to never managed to beat him, because I was just not good enough, to be honest. I need to up my game, Unikronn. Up your game. because the controls are so tight, when it comes to the jumping and stuff, you never feel like, oh, that was my fault. And they're not laggy at all. They just play really well. And like I said, this is just on a standard laptop. It's not a gaming laptop or anything. I was using a DualShock 4 controller with this. See, look there, it's just missing. It wasn't sending him up. So it's just, you know, little things like that need to be tightened up. If you want me to have an air launcher, it has to be pixel perfect. Come on. The jumping and everything else is great, but that's what I'm saying, some of the flashy attacks, it's just like, what's the point? So yeah, and for a launcher, why doesn't he use his sword? Why does he have to go right across them and up and punch? So yeah, you know, it's just a little bit frustrating at times with the combat. And once again, I should be using my dodge to roll through, but I don't know, it just, I didn't do enough. Oh, you can only launch some enemies in certain situations. Okay, that makes sense now. He must be weighty. Oh god, that's something else you got to think about. Is that overly complicated for this type of game? Maybe. Who knows? I like the fact that the different enemies attack differently. Oh no, he's got the same weight. See, look, I'm just messing up here. I'm trying to do different combos and stuff, but it doesn't look great. And I'm just like, to hell with this. Use a couple of ninja stars. The ninja stars are pretty cool, but unfortunately, like I said before, you can only hold a max of 20 and you can't collect them all that much. The things that you do collect that come out of enemies, I don't know what that's for, to be honest. I don't see a point system. I didn't come up against a shop or currency. So all the things that the enemies drop that you collect, I don't know what they do. I didn't notice it, and it wasn't anything in the instructions that told me, oh, you're gonna need this for X, Y, and Z. Yeah, no, there was none of that. So yeah, it's just basically a basic demo. Say this is how the game probably will play unless we do any major changes and sound. Okay, I've basically spoken mostly about the game. Until we get to the boss, then I'll stop. But what I do want to say is, because this game has had a very long incubation production period, when they first announced this, there wasn't, I think 2018, so you're talking, correct me if I'm wrong people, but we're talking Sonic Mania. We're not even talking Sonic Mania Plus. I don't believe we're even talking Streets of Rage 4, are we? At this time? See, that looked pitifully weak, didn't it? It's like, what was the point? Yeah, I was like, oh, really? Is that it? And I didn't realize you have to press circle first before you do the thing. I thought you had to press the two buttons at the same time. I mean, look at that. That green guy there, he's still going. He's not a boss, but he's still going. And he's had 2 magical items used on him. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, when this game was first announced, see, look, I'm messing up here. I'm trying to do the special. I'm like, why is it not coming out? What's with this slowdown thing? Well, I didn't realize I had to press circle and then the corresponding button. They're not both at the same time. And that's why I was dying a lot. And I used up a lot of my life, my health packs here. Oh well, I could have done another playthrough to make it look better, but I just want to show you me with raw gameplay just playing right being edited. Eventually I did work it out. There's a wind one which does nothing. That's for air enemies. I was like, oh, okay, great, what a waste. So finally, I think I worked it out. So, oh wait, hold, circle, then press L1. I must have worked it out here. No, but here, there we go. So you're thinking, yeah, they're definitely gonna die with this, isn't it? No, not one of them. That's what I'm saying. After all that, what was the point? I might have just been rolling around and dodging and hitting them when I could. Because that's just, yeah, it didn't really do much. So, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, like I was saying, we didn't have a resurgence of ninja type games when this game was first announced or backed from the kick, or when it was fully funded. But since then, we've had a deluge of retro beat 'em ups, and we're getting Shinobi, we're getting Ninja Gaiden. We got, oh, what game did we get? Come on, Unikronn, think. What was the game? Was it Shadow of the Ninja Reborn? I believe it is. We've had that, and I'm just thinking to myself, by the time this game comes out, could it be? I know outdated is the wrong word, but could the systems in this game be too shallow? Because if you think about it, Turtles, was it Shredder's Revenge? Streets of Rage 4, Double Dragon, River City Girls 2, Sonic Mania. We have a ton of games, and then they all got huge updates. So Sonic Mania got made in Sonic Mania Plus. Streets of Rage 4 got that huge DLC and update. Shredder's Revenge has DLC and updates. There's so many games like River City Girls 2 got huge DLCs and updates. So many of these games get big DLCs and updates that make them much better than the vanilla versions. If this game doesn't get that, suppose by the time this game comes out, Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden are so much better than their release versions. This game is not going to fare too well. So I'm just wondering, have they taken too long? So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, here, look, this is me coming up to the boss run here. You have to fight some guys before the boss, which once again I also don't like, because it takes health off you before you get to the boss. And I'm just like, what? Why would I have to have a run like that? So yeah, so you do these bits here. I'm just like, oh, so just a run where enemies just take energy off, and then I fight the boss. I'm just like, huh. Yeah, a bit strange. Design decision there. So yeah, I wasn't particularly a fan of that decision. That green guy, I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to do, because they just block a lot. So yeah, let me watch it back now. So he blocks ninja stars. What else does he do? I can get a thing. I can't really lift him. I don't believe I can sweep him. And he's got some crazy range on his attacks. Yeah. I don't know. It's almost like you get a challenge room before the boss, which I'm just not a fan of. It's like, mate, just let me get to the boss then. Or put this quite a bit before that. So yeah, it's not the best. Not the best at all. I'm almost dead. Look at that, knocks him up into the air. Did an air attack. Yeah, just didn't touch him. And I got to use. Wait, I don't have health. Is this the right thing that I chose here? How have I not got health? That is odd. There's no way I fought the boss with 8 health. Oh, you know what? I'd use them up here. I got 30 out of 50. When I got to the save point, yes, you could start, but I never got higher than 38.50. That's correct. Okay. Now I understand where I was got that thinking from before. Look, I saved here, and if I died and came back, I would start off with 38 health points out of 50, because it's a hard save, which is weird. This is when I worked out how to do the special. I was like, oh, you hold down circle, and then I can press triangle or R2 depending on which special I want to do, and the game slows down for a short amount of time. I didn't get that at first. I was like, oh, that makes sense. But anyway, here's the boss. So you save just before the boss. But if I did die, I would start the boss again from the save point, 38 health out of 50, and my two ninja magics that I've got. I wouldn't start with 50 out of 50, and that's what I thought was strange. Because I was like, well, suppose I got to the save point with 1 health. Does that mean I'd have to no hit this boss? That's ridiculous. Also, the boss has the greatest endurance I've ever seen. thought, oh, so my soul slashes are that weak then. But yeah, it's just yeah, frustrating. And obviously you can see his health bar is split into different portions, so therefore he has different attack patterns. Yeah, I messed up there. I thought he was going to send one where he disappears and he sends this shockwave into the ground. Not that one. It's another one where he moves along the ground and he disappears. That's what I thought he was going to do, but he didn't do it. Does he do it until there? No, not that one again. Ooh, just in time. Okay, this is what I don't like. Why are we doing this again? Do it there after in the middle of a boss fight. So he just sends minions. I have to be dodging stuff when I have to start. Great, okay. That's not what I particularly want. I just want to fight him, not just his minions. I had that magic left. That was useless because I didn't do nothing. I suppose if I could knock all of them up in the air at that time. Oh yeah, I thought, okay, let's just go Shinobi style. Waste them all, and then I didn't realize it, and I got here. I was like, oh, for God's sake. But yeah, look, it just waves of them. I mean, obviously, I know someone probably beating this demo. Like, it's easy, Unikronn. You're just terrible. Get good. I'm just like, why is a boss fight just bringing in tons of minions, which I actually do this throughout the game? They're not different minions. They're not. Yeah, I don't know. I expected to fight him. Not him bringing up. Look, another wave, and then I die. So yeah, that's about it. All right, people, I'm out. Peace.